especially if you're a gunner, you're used to just putting out a fire and go, oh, I got to go to an appointment. I got to do this.
Bro, it's the hardest part for people.
Yeah.
It is.
People like to be reactive, and that is not an easy thing to get out of.
It isn't. I still fight it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Reside Platform podcast. I'm your host today, Suneet Agarwal, and it's going to be a fun one. So get comfy. I am sitting with Rick Turley and his daughter, Brittany Turley, from the Turley team in Las Vegas. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Suneet.
Hi, Suneet.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, good. I'm excited to sit down and talk about, building a business like with your kid, Rick, building a business with your dad, Brittany.
Yeah.
Right. And how that journey is and all that fun stuff. We'll talk about the market and what's working and what's not.
All good. All good. My part of the journey was, luckily, like Brittany started with me back in my Remax days, 10 years plus ago now? Yeah, 10 years plus ago. And so she was kind of like my admin and kind of kept me in line anyway. So she's kind of been with me through the whole journey.
So when did you start helping your dad out?
I started helping him in 2014.
Yeah.
2014.
Okay.
Yep.
So
as a TC.
were you done with school and all that stuff by that point?
Yep. Well, I was still in school when I started helping him, and I quit going to school in the middle of helping him. I found out I was pregnant and I was having a baby. So
life pivot. You're all,
yeah.
okay.
Yep. It made it easy to jump into real estate when, you need to make money for your babies.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so what'd you start out by?
I started out really just being his administrator, his assistant, setting up his showings for him, making sure he was ready and prepared to go and meet people. At that point in time, I didn't have a license. I was really just pushing paper.
Okay. And how long did you help your dad do that?
I was licensed in 2017, so 3 years before I actually officially jumped into getting my license and selling real estate.
And so what's it like working with your dad in that capacity back then?
Whew,
His
man.
admin?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, in that time frame.
Before the internet, or not before the internet, but before a lot of shit online, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we were scanning in. That was still back when we were faxing short sales over when I first started.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That gives you a little perspective of what it was like. It was a crazy time for sure. And working
Vegas was in the toilet, man.
Oh yeah.
It was so like 50 homes to make $1, right?
It was nuts. And honestly, learning to work with my father in a capacity that was more business orientated rather than family orientated took some experience. I definitely left a few times crying like, oh my God, Dad, you're so mean. But I was a kid, to be honest with you. And I
was that
I
last
didn't have my
week?
bearings.
I was Rick, the one that went home crying last week saying, Brittany, you're so mean.
That might be now,
That's
but originally it was
the
the
roles
opposite.
in reverse. The roles in reverse. Yeah, definitely. Like, now you need to do this,
right?
So, okay. So before we make this an origin story, let's just get into some real shit right now. So, Rick, you went through the last market cycle, right?
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Oh yeah. So I actually I ran a mortgage shop, and I left mortgage and let my real estate license go in 2007. And I got into another industry, but that's for another episode. Were you slinging houses in 2008?
At the time, actually, I was still developing. My brother was slinging them, and I was developing them down in Southern California. And that's right about the time Wells Fargo came to us and told us, like, yeah, those loans are stopping, yada, yada, yada. Yeah.
When did you go full-time selling houses?
That's 2010 or 2009, somewhere right in that area.
Not much later, yeah.
Yeah, it was setting it up. Tammy over at Wells Fargo was teaching me, hey, Vegas is going to be the epicenter. You and your brother should split up. You go there, da, 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 da. Our office was like two desks butted together, right? So I knew everything that was going on with real estate. He knew everything that was going on with the development side. And I said, you know what? I can handle the short sales. She kind of walked me through what it would take to do REOs and short sales and stuff. And then my wife was lucky enough to get a job out here. So that took a little while to convince mom, and we're moving and the kids and all that stuff.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. So what did you see back then that's like similar to anything that we've seen the last 3 years?
No, it's been different. This is obviously a downturn. That's why I was kind of moving a little slow in 2025, because obviously that wasn't a great year. 2024 wasn't a great year, but it's been a different type. It's not the short sales, it's not the REOs. It's more of a less demand, less, right? And so my thinking has been it's getting right to the time to grow, in my opinion, for Vegas. Yeah, that's why I'm pushing all the other things right now. The statewide MLS, getting people located everywhere so that we can service clients. As you know, I quit Zillow probably right about the right time, 2023. Yeah, 2022, 2023. So I cut those expenses out, just relied on SOI, Google, really hammering and making my agents become real agents rather than drivers, right?
Sure. Door
Yeah.
opener. So,
Yeah.
Brittany,
Yeah.
what do you have to say right now
Mhm.
to be what it takes to be a successful realtor?
I would say right now, what it really takes to be a successful realtor is working your leads. To be honest with you, I think that's the biggest downfall that most
But what does
realtors have.
working a lead mean? What does it mean?
Yeah.
Should I text it one time?
No, oh gosh, no. Yeah, I mean, if you're not reaching at least 21 times out to a person, you really haven't even probably breaking the boundary with them for them to want to communicate with you. So, reaching out, following up, and providing them with information that they are probably looking for online. A lot of our clients are relocators. So, I really focus in on the different areas that we have throughout the state and what those communities are like and the lifestyle, so that they really feel like I'm giving them something that they want to actually answer my phone call for.
Oh, good. What's an example?
Well, I'll give you an example here in Henderson, where our main office is located. We do a bunch of parades out here in front of our office. So I
You
give
got
them
Rick
like,
in a parade? Oh,
oh
you got to send me
yeah,
some
Oh,
pictures
well,
of that
I'm
shit.
in
Come
downtown, right?
on.
Yeah.
I like to send them videos of the things that we're doing out in the community, restaurants. Everybody loves pickleball here, where the pickleball courts are, where you can go golfing. A lot of people love golf in Vegas. Everybody thinks of golfing in Vegas. So I give them all of the
Yes, man.
golf courses, and if they're looking for luxury, those, higher end guard gated communities and what amenities those have, and what your neighbors are going to be like, and maybe who your neighbors are, right? We've got Mike Tyson recently moved into Rick's neighborhood. So that's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He just bought a home in Seven Hills. I was like, yeah, get some celebrity in here. I like that.
Is his house sick?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. He gave me the good news. I can't imagine Mike Tyson gets a crappy house, though, right?
No,
I mean, it's got to be badass.
it's sick. It's definitely sick.
Damn, dude. You
Yeah.
just froze me in the middle of a podcast. You got Tyson in your neighborhood?
It just happened this week. He just told me yesterday, I think. So it's new news.
The high end market here is like crazy. The billionaire tax from you guys, with Gavin running his mouth.
We love California. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. New York, the same way. We're getting a lot of New Yorkers again. So we're seeing that bounce back. And they're building some sick houses here. Next time you're in town, I'll run you around to see them. It's like 12,000 square foot, all desert contemporary, gyms inside of them, basketball courts, what, yeah, it's off
That's
the hook.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
it's off the hook.
Vegas is so interesting in real estate, right? Well, Vegas is so interesting for every reason, but
Yeah.
for the real estate side, because it's like boom and bust, just like the strip sometimes, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
we kind
Yes,
of joke
yeah.
about that. And I know, like
No,
even you, Rick, you were trying to sell one of my uncle's places, and it was like super hard because it was busting with those condos because everybody fucking bought one. Everyone in California bought one at least.
Yeah.
All my uncles did for sure.
yeah,
Right.
no, it's true. The condo market is, woo, It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff in the news every day about HOAs going broke, people getting assessed money, HOA fees going up. And so it's put a huge damper on that whole part of the market.
Well, not to mention AI taking over everybody's job on the strip. So
Right.
there's a lot of fear there. I
Oh,
mean, it's
what's AI doing on the strip?
I was watching something that was basically saying about 75% of the hospitality workers from the strip are not going to have their job by 2035.
Yeah. We used to have a lot of call centers for the strip,
Mm-hmm.
and
Totally.
those are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those are in the Philippines.
Yeah.
They're
Or
AI.
everywhere. Yeah. AI
They're
mostly.
they're using AI and the Philippines. So that portion went probably 2 or 3 years ago. It started out with the Philippines. They were kind of winding it down because they wanted to still have some American, but it looks like they're going to the AI on that. When you go into the casinos, there's not as many dealers as there used to be. There's little robots standing there and screens and things like that. So
I know. I
it's
can't
changing.
wait.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
it's
get
becoming.
luckier.
Yeah.
With that.
Hopefully the slots will hit more in the tables.
But there's a lot of other industry coming into Vegas, and thank California again. What we're seeing in the commercial industrial thing, like Haas is building a huge place. It's like the beginning phase is 800,000 square foot, and he's
Holy
moving
shit.
from Ventura over to here to do all his manufacturing, here, right? So the strip is becoming less and less a portion of the market, which is kind of good, but it's also kind of that the strip workers used to be our starting price point buyers, and
Totally.
it's killing them. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's killing that market right now.
So in a market like that, besides what you said for following up and working the leads, what's another trick? How do you sell houses in a market like that? That
Your
was a long
clients.
time, Rick.
I mean, for me, it's your clients and continuing to reach out to them, making those connections
So
with
it's all
them,
in the follow-up.
family members.
It's all in the follow-up.
It is.
It isn't a follow up. It's one of the things as I'm expanding out into the other areas. It's the hardest thing to teach is that, hey, that first 5 times that they didn't answer doesn't mean you give up. You got to keep on, keep on,
Is
keep on.
delayed gratification. And I remember,
Right.
It
right?
is.
And
Yeah,
even
it
my
is.
mom used to tell me that stuff when I was a little kid. Anyways, so Rick, expanding. And the way you did it is super smart. And I think we need to talk about it. So you saw an opportunity inside the surrounding markets. And,
Correct.
I don't know if you guys were on my webinar I did this week.
I
So
was.
you'll-
I was on it.
oh, you were. So, right.
I
We talk
was.
about the levers of growth. And growing isn't always selling more in our market. Growing is about making more friggin' money
Right.
without worrying about the ego. Right. And you did geographic expansion, very smart, Rick. So why don't you share with the listeners and viewers how you geographically expanded?
What I saw was as minerals are going up in price, it's, gold's through the roof, copper's through the roof, silver's through the roof. The central northeast area, or basically it's almost the whole state other than Reno and Las Vegas, those are all old mining communities. And
Yeah. Like old
they're,
mining.
yeah, old mining, back from the 1800s, 1930s, I think was the last time a lot of them were really super active. And what I saw was, and it was a senator from Utah wanted to buy a mine from me that flicked the switch.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and it flicked the switch. I sold him a silver mine down in Pioche, and he goes, "You want to focus on this?" He goes, "That
Nobody knows that market.
yeah, no one knows that market, et cetera, et cetera." So I went out, I met the people that know how to do the titles, and met the bankers that finance those kinds of things, and all that. Kind of did some prep work before we actually did the expansion, and then it all kind of gelled in my head, and I'm like, "Yeah, we got to do this because." That means people got to come in, and the average salary for a miner is about 128 grand a year.
Yeah. So pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah. They can buy a nice house in those
yeah,
areas.
those areas, that's like more than enough to buy whatever house they want. And so I saw that, and I was like, okay, yeah, there's opportunity here. The biggest holdback right now is obviously people. they're used to very small amount of realtors in their areas, one or two, and a lot of them, and they're used to working their way. So it takes getting somebody that's willing to travel and go to a lot of different places that'll, you know, lock in. And I made trips up there and met all those realtors and make phone calls to them, you know, hey, what we do is, you know, we're going to help bring buyers to your area, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there was a lot of hesitation for them to even answer our phone calls to see their listings because they're used to being able to double end everything
Right.
and controlling that marketplace. So there was a lot of hesitation up front from all the realtors that we were interacting with because they didn't know us, they didn't know if they could trust us. And, you know, unfortunately, in a smaller town, Zillow is a bad word, right? Anyways, Rick has done his magic and getting to know people and making those connections. So that has been really, you know, astronomical to me in making this work. You know, it's a work in progress, like everything.
It's kind of a hole in Zillow's system, you know, as there's, you know, I was with Zillow for 10 years, you know, so I know them pretty well, right? Yeah, not OG like you, but close to it. I think I started in 2012 with them or whatever. And so I know their system really, really well. And their hole is those rural areas, right? Because they can't put a flex person in there. They can't really get people that want to advertise because those people that are in those areas want to double in it and they want the people to call them. They don't want to have it advertised everywhere and all that stuff. So we were able to expand them real fast to the agents, is giving them a lot of leads by buying Zillow for, you know, $50 a zip code and stuff. And that's, you know, that's been really good. Google, it took them a while to get up to speed on how to do it. And, you know, to get Sierra and all those guys over there to do it right. But it's going good now. Yeah. It's going really good now.
So you expanded with leads, cheap leads.
Cheap leads.
And how did you get agents out there?
I made it trips, neat.
Yep.
I mean, you know,
got in the car?
I did. Yeah, I got in the car, drove.
Well, but you went to the same brand that you work with, right?
Well, no,
I
they weren't.
recruited Realty One agents over to become our brand.
Yeah.
Is what I did.
So you just went down there and started meeting agents.
Yep.
Yeah.
I found two great girls up there who were running the Realty One office.
Right.
And he was able to, they were with Keller Williams before. So that definitely was helpful in knowing what Keller Williams is like. But the ownership up there dissolved. So it kind of worked out for us to kind of swoop them back into our company.
Nice. All right. Well, Brittany, what advice do you have for people sitting out here listening to this call who are in real estate from every hat that you wear? What advice do you have?
I would say there's two things. One is, and you've told me this so many times, Sunit, but I'm time blocking. If you're not time blocking,
time blocking.
Yeah.
Somebody listens to you, Sunit.
If you're not time blocking, you're not going to have enough time to do everything, quite frankly. So you really have to be cognizant of how much time you spend on each thing so that you're the most productive that you can be.
And how many houses do you normally sell a year?
Me personally, I'm more than 20 houses a year.
Yeah, you personally and help run the team.
Yes, more than 20 houses a year.
And
on average, 25.
And our mom.
And a mom, team leader, office manager.
Yes.
All
and
of
your
the above.
secret is time blocking.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't always work perfectly. I'm going to be honest.
We move things around.
It gives me at least a guideline. You know, okay, I really want to try to make my appointments during this time. I want to make my calls during this time.
Oh, you were listening.
I was. Yeah. I've had to delete it a couple times and start over because I realized, you know, what I thought in my mind wasn't really what my day really looked like. So I try to pay attention to both of those things.
Yeah, that's the hardest part for agents because especially if you're a gunner, you're used to just putting out a fire and go, oh, I got to go to an appointment. I got to do this.
Bro, it's the hardest part for people.
Yeah,
it is.
People like to be reactive, and that is not an easy thing to get out of.
It isn't. I still fight it, but
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
at least I got it in front of me, and I'm going, okay, I got to get to this.
Distractions too, which doesn't help.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what's your second piece of advice?
Follow up. If you're not following up with people, they're going to forget you. So even if you've talked to them, and they're telling you that they're going to use you and, don't worry, I'm going to call you when I'm ready, like that never happens. People forget about you. So you really have to be top of mind all the time.
Good. Okay. How about for team leaders?
Yeah. For team leaders, I mean, and this came from a long time experience and been through a lot of markets.
Wait, you're not going to credit me with some shit?
Some of the shit is you, but and really, it's financial. It's like it's easy to yeah, I can do this, and I'm going to get this, and this shiny button over here is going to make this happen, and da 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 da. You've always got to watch where you're at and know where you're at so that you can make decisions. It's like I was getting a lot of guff from some of the leaders in KW. Well, why aren't you personally investing, in this down market, right? And I'm like, because I am going to invest in Elko and I'm going to expand out my business further. And that's the hardest part for all of us because you guys preach it. I was very lucky to go through this metrics program back 10 years ago when I was first creating the team, and they preached it really, really well too. And so it's kind of ingrained into my business now. And sometimes it holds me back. I realize that. But on the other end, if you're growing at the rate where you can afford to keep growing, you're going to win in the long run.
Yes. Growth is an investment in time and money. There's more than one way to grow than selling more houses in your market.
Sometimes there's money elsewhere, right?
No, not sometimes. Often there
All the
is.
time, baby.
Yeah, that's true.
Except, what works for you guys
all
may
my
not work
vendors
for
hate
somebody
me,
else.
but that's okay.
All your who hates you?
All my vendors hate me because it's pay to play, brother. You want to be in here?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we
Yeah.
talk about that too, right? So good.
Yeah.
Okay. So if a realtor has a referral and they're going to send it to you in Vegas, where do they send it to?
Probably the best thing is administration at the Turley team. And then either me or Brittany would get a hold of it like right away, or, you can call us. I mean, 702-637-0640. I'll pick it up.
Yo, guys, I send the Turley team my Vegas referral. You should too, right? That was super fun. I love the perspective. Brittany, I'm glad that you showed up because me and Rick would have fucked off the whole time for sure. So way to go, Rick. Send them your referrals. I really hope you got something. All the listeners got something on this episode. We'll see everybody on the next episode of the Reside Platform Podcast. Peace out.